I was living in the Lower East Side of Manhattan with a roommate and a friend that was staying with us for a couple of weeks, and he was crashing on our couch. And one of them woke me up and said a plane accidentally hit one of the towers, and that was our view from our roof, was the Twin Towers. So we ran up the 4 or 5 flights of steps, and were presented with an image that it didn't really make sense, I guess. It looked as if someone had kind of covered the skyline with some kind of a movie tapestry, and there was the Twin Towers that had been there since the day we moved in, and one of them was in flames, and so we ran back downstairs to find out what had happened. And right when we got back downstairs, we heard that another plane had hit the other tower, and so then we realized something really scary was happening, something that was intentional, something that was not an accident. And completely disoriented, we ran back upstairs and saw that now both of the towers were on fire, and we just stood there and watched for as long as it took until they came down. It was the most disturbing thing I've ever seen, and I had my camera that I'd pulled out because I thought it was a plane accident, and so I was just looking through the viewfinder and then looking at what was happening, and it just wasn't making sense. And then all we started thinking about was the people in those buildings, and how we had all been there the day before, and had walked through there, and it was just a part of our life. And then they fell, and that was kind of beyond understanding. It shouldn't have happened. It couldn't have happened, but it was happening, and it was catastrophic, obviously, and it changed the way we all felt about New York, and about civilization, and about our place in this world, and the United States' place in this world, and other people's feelings, and it brought all of these things into question that had never been questioned, and it changed the way I felt about that city. It was the strongest city in the world, and now it was weak. And to be honest, I left New York 4 months later, and I've gone back and I've stayed there for several months, but I haven't lived there since. We were very close to Ground Zero, so our streets were cordoned off, and we were allowed to go back to our home. But it was the first time I'd ever walked around New York City and caught the eyes of strangers and gave them a nod like it was a small town. It was the first time I'd ever experienced community in Manhattan, and it's a horrible reason to do so, but it was something. It was something.